Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraid. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Mama Gnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so Canto 4. Just yeah, so Canto 4 has 31 chapters. So the first is the genealogical table of daughters of Manu. Mm. So eventually there is discussion about Daksha and Daksha's daughters, and then there is mention of Sati. So this and how Sati did not have any child because she gave up her body before she came to that age. Mm. So yeah, 16 daughter whose name was Sati was the wife of Lord Shiva. She could not produce a child, although she always faithfully engaged in the service of her husband. The reason is that Sati's father Daksha used to rebuke Lord Shiva in spite of Shiva's faultlessness. Consequently, before attaining a mature age, Sati gave up her body by dint of yogic mystic power. So we start from chapter 2. Viduruvacha भवेशीलवतां श्रेष्ठे दक्षो दुहितृ वत्सलः विद्वेषम् अकरोत् कस्मात् अनादृत्यात्मजां सतीम्. Vidura inquired, why was Daksha, who was so affectionate towards his daughter, envious of Lord Shiva, who is the best among the gentle? Why did he neglect his daughter Sati? So these chapters glorify Shiva, Lord Shiva. So it's very nice glorification of Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Mm. There's no devotee equivalent to Shiva within this specifically most exalted nature of Shiva, considering mm, all the jivas, entities within this material world. Mm. Of course, I mean when we consider all of Krishna's creation, including the spiritual world, then there's no comparison to the to gopis. But within this material creation, mm, those entities which are there, which are part, which play a role, Shiva is the topmost devotee. And of course, Brihad Bhagavatamrita actually also gives a very nice description of Shiva's devotion and what happens in Shiva Dhama. So we are in Devi Dhama. Above Devi Dhama is Shiva Dhama or Mahesha Dhama. Above Mahesha Dhama is Vaikuntha Dhama. Above that is Goloka Vrindavan. So Gopakumara makes his progress from this Devi Dhama to Mahesha Dhama, and there he sees the activities of Lord Shiva, and he gets to understand his Vaishnava qualities. So very nice, beautiful qualities that we can learn actually. Very, very practical also, because in today's world there are lots of dakshas. Of course, without the power of daksha, the arrogance, the pride, that is there. So we might also have some of these qualities which we should get rid of very soon. And obviously, we'll have to deal with such people when we are preaching, or even when we might encounter such people at work, etc., etc. So through Lord Shiva's behavior, we can actually understand how we actually have to deal with these things. Very, very uh, nice qualities that we can observe. Purport. In the second chapter of the fourth canto, the cause of the dissension between Lord Shiva um, and Daksha, which was due to a great sacrifice arranged by Daksha for the pacification of the entire universe, is explained in this chapter. Lord Shiva is described here as the best of the gentle because he is not envious of anyone. He is equal to all living entities, and all other good qualities are present in his personality. Which is why the only 8 verses that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wrote or gave directly in Shikshastakam. In the Shikshastaka, the most important verse is that about this humility. Mhm. So he's the best of the gentle, and we should understand Shiva's power is there's no match to Shiva's power. Mm. He's the uh, greatest yogi, but yet he's best of the gentle, though he has enough power to destroy the creation. He's still best of the gentle. And this is actually yesterday, His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrit Swami Maharaj also very nicely. He was discussing this aspect about Vaishnava behavior. That unless we are gentle, we will not be able to serve other Vaishnavas. So he mentioned one very nice point about how Srila Prabhupada was teaching this to his disciples. He said he gave that example of somebody calling another person uh, uh, Prabhu and then telling him, please, like uh, whatever, mend my shoes or something like that. Meaning, you can't call somebody a Prabhu and take service from him. Prabhu means master. So only if you are gentle, if you are humble, mm, and gentleness will come only when there is humility. Otherwise, there is no question of being gentle. Uh, of course, people can be artificially gentle, which is of no use, which is worse than being abrasive, being rash openly. Mm. It's good to be what we are inside should be what we are outside. Mm. Otherwise, that hypocrisy is worse, is the worst poison for a Vaishnava. So, of course, we have to be gentle, but gentleness doesn't come artificially. It only comes with humility. When I only feel that I'm worthless, only then can I become gentle in my dealings with others. If I always think I'm somebody, mm, then how can I be gentle? So here also Prabhupada is saying, why was he gentle? Because he was not envious of anyone. So this is also very important. Mm. Be not envious of anyone, be it materially, be it spiritually. We should not be envious. If somebody is better than us, then that means that we have something to learn from them. Why should we be envious? Mm. First of all, the philosophy that, the other person has these qualities not just by chance. That means that he's developed those qualities over previous lifetimes, which means that he's more qualified than me because I didn't develop those qualities. So we should never be envious looking at somebody's position, good qualities. Maybe somebody is very dear to many people. Mm, Many people come and maybe uh, you know they want to talk to such devotees or whatever, and we should not look at them and say, oh, no, 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 and, and attribute some wrong reason for that the affection that others are showing towards people. So many ways, so many things, right, where we can look at people's good qualities and always try to belittle them, bring them down, not give them the credit. So yeah, we should not be envious. This is most important actually. These qualities, uh, we can go on speaking about the importance of these qualities, right? Being non-envious, being humble, being gentle, very, very important to be developed. And of course, for a devotee, Prabhupada said in Bhagavad Gita, various places, that these good qualities develop by themselves. Mm. Uh, Rava bhaktasya kuto mahat gunat. Rava bhaktasya. Mm. So for a devotee, all these qualities which are found in Sura, mm, Sura means who are Suras? Demigods. So those qualities that are present in demigods. Why those qualities present in demigods? Because demigods are supposed to be in the mode of goodness. And for us to transcend goodness, we should first come to goodness. So these qualities are mandatory that they develop in us. We cannot call ourselves a Vaishnava if good qualities are not there in us. Mm. So, like Maharaj was saying yesterday, one has to be Krishna conscious all the time. Mm. As much Krishna conscious as we are, that much we will be able to deal with everybody, all jivas. He was even speaking about showing respect to all jivas. Right? So, very important that these qualities will develop in us only when we do quality sadhana. Not simply if you are engaged in Vaishnava like activities. I'm saying Vaishnava like activities because we might be engaged in so called devotional activities. But if our sadhana is not good, our seva will not be good. Our seva bhav will not be good. And if our seva bhav, uh, yeah, so sadhana is the key. Then automatically all good qualities will develop. The word Shiva means all auspicious. And that also was yesterday, actually answered yesterday, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu answering the residents of Kulinagram, he told, serve Vaishnavas, chant Hare Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna means offenselessly, without aparadha. So if you chant without aparadha, then actually we'll develop all the qualities. One second. So good sadhana is very, very important for us to make progress. The word Shiva means all auspicious. No one can be an enemy of Lord Shiva's. See, no one can be an enemy. For he is so peaceful. Again, we cannot understand these at all. So we are always think of Shiva as being in the mode of anger, Rudra. But that's just one aspect of Shiva. So Shiva Tattva is so difficult to understand. Mm. So he's very peaceful and renounced. He's so peaceful and renounced that he does not even construct a house for his residence, but lives underneath a tree. This description will come of Kailas and the tree, banyan tree under which Lord Shiva is sitting there, comes in these chapters. He does not have a residence, while his wife is the mistress of all material opulence, Parvati Durga Devi. But he doesn't even construct a house for his residence. Mm. But lives underneath a tree, always detached from all worldly things. So he's just doing a duty. He's just doing his duty. He's been given a role to play in this material creation, and he's just doing that. He's not attached. Though he's been given the role of being the husband of uh, Durga Devi, who is the mistress of all opulence, he's not attached to that. So, which is why I said, every quality, every line that we see here, read here in these verses, are actually for total, like practical application for us. The personality of Lord Shiva symbolizes the best of gentleness. Then why was Daksha, who offered his beloved daughter to such a gentle personality, why was Daksha inimical towards Lord Shiva so intensely that Sati gave up her body? Who was Sati? Sati was the daughter of Daksha and the wife of Lord Shiva. So we should meditate on these qualities. Vaishnavanam Yathashambhu. And this is just the beginning. There's so many beautiful qualities of Shiva that we come across in these chapters. And so what are described here? Best of gentle, not envious of anyone, equal to all living entities, has all other good qualities, is all auspicious, he has no enemies, he is peaceful, he is renounced. So many qualities in just 5 lines. Yes. Kastam charachara gurum nirvairam shanta vigraham atma ramam katham dveshti jagato daivatam mahat. Lord Shiva, the spiritual master of the entire world, is free from enmity, more qualities, peaceful personality, is always satisfied in himself, is always satisfied in himself. Is the greatest among the demigods. How is it possible that Daksha could be inimical towards such an auspicious personality? So Vidura is surprised. Lord Shiva is described here as Chara Chara Guru, Chara Achara Guru, Guru of Chara and Achara, animate and inanimate. He is sometimes known as Bhutanatha, which means the worshipful deity of the dull-headed. Bhuta is also sometimes taken to indicate the ghosts. See one more quality. Lord Shiva takes charge of reforming persons who are ghosts and demons, not to speak of others who are godly. He takes charge. Therefore, he is the spiritual master of everyone, both the dull and demoniac and the highly learned Vaishnavas. See, it's also stated Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Shambhu, Lord Shiva, is the greatest of all Vaishnavas. On one hand, he is the worshipable object of the dull demons, and on the other hand, he is the best of all Vaishnavas or devotees, and he has a sampradaya called the Rudra Sampradaya. Even if he is an enemy or is sometimes angry, such a personality cannot be the object of envy. So Vidura, in astonishment, asked why he was taken as such, especially by Daksha. Such a personality cannot be the object of envy. Daksha is also not an ordinary person. He is a Prajapati in charge of fathering population. And all his daughters are highly elevated, especially Sati. The word Sati means the most chaste. Whenever there is consideration of chastity, Sati, the wife of Lord Shiva and daughter of Daksha, is considered first. Vidura was therefore astonished. Daksha is such a great man, he thought, and is the father of Sati. And Lord Shiva is the spiritual master of everyone. How then could there be possibly be so much enmity between them that Sati, the most chaste goddess, could give up her body because of their quarrel? Two very qualified personalities. Uh, then how come that because that they had such a quarrel that Sati had to give up her body? एतद्वाक्या हि मे ब्रह्मन् जामातु श्वशुरस्य च विद्वेषस्तु यतः प्राणां सत्यजे दुष्ट्यजान् सति. My dear Maitreya, to part with one's life is very difficult. Hmm. Part with one's life is very difficult. Would you kindly explain to me how such a son-in-law and father-in-law could quarrel so bitterly that the great goddess Sati could give up her life? Of course, when we are reading these verses, we should never in our mind even remotely have any doubt about the great qualities of Lord Shiva. There was absolutely nothing wrong on his part. Because we should not develop any kind of bad thoughts about Shiva. So we will understand why as we go along, especially those who are hearing this for the first time. Uh, Please be sure that you are having no doubt about the great qualities of Lord Shiva. So though these sentences might mislead us to think like that, because it's just our mind works that way. So when we see, oh, quarrel between son-in-law and father-in-law, we think both of them should be bad. Not like that in this case. Uh, And also, this is very important, right? Part with one's life is very difficult. Mm, But we have to prepare for this. Mm, That's why Prabhupada said we are the art of dying. Everybody has to die. Mm, we can't. Nobody here is um, can escape death. Of course, the way we give up our body can be different, but everybody has to give up their body. Mm, So it is very difficult. We have to prepare for it. Maitri Uvacha. पुरा विश्वसृजां सत्रे समेता परमर्षयः तथा मरगणा सर्वे सानुगा मुनयोग्नयः. Sage Maitreya said, in a former time, so he's describing now what happened. Pura, formerly. The leaders of the universal creation performed a great sacrifice in which all the great sages, philosophers, demigods, and fire gods assembled with their followers. Exalted assembly. Hmm. So leaders of universal creation, all these Prajapatis, they performed a great sacrifice. Upon being asked by Vidura, the sage Maitreya began to explain the cause of the misunderstanding between Lord Shiva and Daksha, because of which the goddess Sati gave up her body. Thus begins the history of a great sacrifice performed by the leaders of the universal creation, namely Marichi, Daksha, and Vasishta. These great personalities arranged for a great sacrifice for which the demigods like Indra and fire gods assembled with their followers. Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva were also present. Specific leaders mentioned here. Prabhupada is clarifying that this is Marichi, Daksha, and Vasishta. तत्र प्रविष्टं ऋषयो दृष्ट्वार्कम् इव रोचिषा भ्राजमानं वितिमिरं कुर्वन्तं तन्महत्सदः. When Daksha, the leader of the Prajapatis, entered that assembly, his personal bodily luster as bright as the effulgence of the sun. The entire assembly was illuminated, and all the assembled personalities became insignificant in his presence. So we can see that Daksha was not an ordinary personality. Um, this bodily luster doesn't mean that we cannot, oh, we shouldn't think that, oh, it's just some skin personality, he applied some skin tonic or something. No, it's qualification, Janma Ishwarya Sutashri. So all of these, any of these qualities, good birth, a lot of wealth, beauty, mm, education, etc. Shows that somebody has done a lot of punya. Otherwise, a person like Daksha, I mean, who could take the position of Daksha? who was the leader of Prajapati. So he was not an ordinary man at all. उदतिष्ठन् सदस्यास्ते स्वधिष्ण्येभ्यः सहाग्नयः ऋते विरिञ्चां शर्वं च तद्भा तद्भाषाक्षिप्तचेतसः. Influenced influenced by his personal bodily luster, all the fire gods and other participants in the great assembly, with the exceptions of Lord Brahma and Shiva, gave up their own sitting places and stood in respect for Daksha. So they stood in respect for Daksha. तदसस्पतिभिर्दक्षो भगवान् साधु सत्कृतः अजं लोकगुरुं नत्वा निशसाद तदाज्ञया. Daksha was adequately welcomed by the president of the great assembly, Lord Brahma. After offering Lord Brahma respect, Daksha, by the order of Brahma, properly took his seat. So these are all etiquette, general etiquette in an assembly. प्राणिषण्णं दृढं दृष्ट्वा नामृष्यत् तद् अनादृतः उवाच वामं चक्षुर्भ्याम् अभिवीक्ष्य दहन्निव. Now starts the misbehavior of Daksha. Before taking his seat, however, Daksha was very much offended to see Lord Shiva sitting and not showing him any respect. At that time, Daksha became greatly angry and his eyes glowing. He began to speak very strongly against Lord Shiva. Hmm. So Daksha was looking for respect because he thought that he is more exalted than Lord Shiva. Why? Lord Shiva, being the son-in-law of Daksha, was expected to show his father-in-law respect by standing with others. That was if Lord Shiva was an ordinary man. But because Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are the principal demigods, their positions are greater than Daksha's. So there was no mistake in the way Shiva dealt with Daksha. Daksha, however, could not tolerate this, and he took it as an insult by his son-in-law. Previously also, he was not very much satisfied with Lord Shiva, for Shiva looked very poor and was niggardly in dress. श्रूयतां ब्रह्मर्षयो मे सहदेवाः सहग्नयः साधूनां ब्रुवतो वृत्तं नाज्ञानान्न च मत्सरात्. Okay, maybe we'll do these verses together. We'll stop here because all these verses together show the mood of Daksha and his arrogance. So we'll continue. Yeah, stop here. Any questions, comments? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Just a general question, Prabhu. Like as you said that we need to be humble and gentle.
yeah.
So there is some chances like there some be false allegations or some kind of even if you have not done any mistake, there can be some chances like you will be pointed out. So how to react in that situation, Prabhu?
Yeah, so these things we will discuss. Actually, Shiva's position was just that. He didn't do any mistake. And now Daksha is going to insult him in a big way. And not like private conversation. This conversation was not a private conversation. These words that Daksha is going to speak was in front of the assembly of the greatest personalities. Mm. Yeah, so Shiva is actually teaches by example that we have to simply tolerate. Even subsequently, actually, when there is cursing and counter cursing between Shiva's men and Brahmanas, headed by Bhrigu, etc., Shiva just keeps quiet and then he just walks off. He doesn't say a word, he doesn't do anything, he just doesn't react. He simply walks. Mm. See, this is very exalted behavior. Very exalted behavior. We cannot tolerate these things when people say something because we are steeped in false ego. We really think we are somebody worth being respected by others. Simple thing we have to remember that we are in this miserable material world shows that we are not worthy of any respect. Mm. So why should I, of course, I mean, then we get into material calculation. See, always, one thing as devotees we have to learn. There is always an immediate cause and an ultimate cause. Immediate cause will be some person, mm, some situation. But the ultimate cause, of course, the next cause we can think of is our own karma phala. And the ultimate cause is Supreme Lord, meaning without his sanction, it's not happening. And if it's happening, basically means we deserve it for some reason, whatever we are going through. Of course, very great exalted devotees, Lord might want to create certain situations in their life to bring them closer to Him, etc. But that's not for all of us. At least I can speak about myself. Um, mm, mm, so it'll be um, it'll be our karma phala, and if we are experiencing something, it simply means that we have done something similar to we mistreated somebody, we ill-treated somebody, we are disrespectful of somebody, we, and we are just getting it back. That's all. Simple. But then we will then go on we will say, no, 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 how come I cannot do anything wrong at all? Yeah, the most exalted personality in this world. So we should, we're always in this, misconception about our own position, which is why it's called false ego. Real ego is that I'm a servant of Krishna, but we don't come to that platform. And yeah, you see, this reasoning, no, what Nakul Prabhu is giving is exactly what everybody, all of us give the same reasoning. I didn't do anything wrong. Like doing right and wrong is some absolute thing, and we are on the absolute platform that we will never do anything wrong, and other people are only always wrong, right? We are so exalted. So everything has to be seen from Guru Sadhu Shastra. If we have that patience in our life to, introspect on the platform of Guru Sadhu Shastra, then we will understand saying that, oh, okay, I mean, I'm sure I'm at mistake. I've done something wrong. Or even if somebody has done something wrong uh, in terms of material uh, evaluation, still we should understand, okay, it's my karma phala, so I'm experiencing this. So there is no other alternative but to just simply tolerate without making noise. Actually, and because if we start making noise, we're going to create more karma phala. But we cannot keep ourselves silent. We cannot silent ourselves because our false ego will not allow us. We'll go, no, no, no. How is that possible? I didn't do anything wrong at all. How can I just deal with such injustice? Blah 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 blah. It's all just blah 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 only. There's nothing else. But we want to still every time it happens. I've seen for multiple years. I've just like I keep saying all the time. We can just replay our like a situation comes. We can just write the script. What we are going to say, what the next person is going to say, then what I'm going to respond with, then what that person is going to say, where it'll end up. how we will get over it again, life as usual. We can just write a script for all of us, all of our lives. This is how it is. But we can't raise above it. And we will look at the other person and say, oh, because that person is not Krishna conscious. Okay, if that person was not Krishna conscious, if I were Krishna conscious, then why am I behaving that way? What does that mean? If I am Krishna conscious, which means that I am servant of Krishna, then why am I reacting? Because servant of Krishna means humble. So however you look at it, I mean, I'm saying I'm just giving you various reasoning that I've gone through this multiple times in my life. Even now, once in a while, fail, fall, and it's the same thought process. So we have to just remember this, just we deserve it. Of course, we also have to see the position of the person in the sense that if there is a, like Prabhupada used to call dushta, uh, fool, rascal, somebody who's doing something wrong towards other devotees, towards ISKCON, etc., then yeah, then no question of keeping quiet. But if it's towards us, personally targeted, then yeah, Pranadapi Sunichena. There's no other real discussion that is required. That's all that we need to adopt. And the problem is we don't accept this, and we will keep on. We want to keep arguing. Actually, I've seen this. Devotees, they'll keep arguing. But Prabhu, but till we go on with this, but Prabhu, we are not becoming devotees. We have to just hear this and say, yes, okay, this is how I need to deal with it. Let me figure out what should I do now, so that I can start behaving this way. Otherwise, we will always be in the justification mode. Justification mode means stuck. Means we are stuck. We will not make progress. We will not move. Anyway, I mean, this is a very controversial or difficult to understand topic, but this topic will be over and over again emphasized in these verses, in these chapters, because this is what we need to learn from Lord Shiva. One of the qualities is that just tolerate, just tolerate everything. So we'll discuss this. I mean, it won't get over in one conversation, I know. But yeah, this is something which we'll keep coming back to in these chapters. Okay, anything else?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thing is actually this is all about Krishna consciousness, we say, and we pray to Lord Krishna, and whatever we do, it's all about Krishna. But when it comes to, it is more than a question. I just want to clarify something, that when it comes to Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we have Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So in that, at the end, we have Rama Nam. So when we all talk about Krishna consciousness and only Krishna, then why do we have Rama Nama in the Krishna Mahamantra?
Okay, anybody wants to answer this? I mean, I've answered this multiple times, so let me see if anybody has been alert enough, or can somebody answer?
Prabhu, I didn't hear it from you, but two things which popped up in my mind are like, first thing is Rama is no different in very big sense from Krishna. Both are one of the Sautaras. And in other way, Rama means Balaram.
Okay. Okay, anybody else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
There's no difference between Lord Krishna and Lord Rama except for his Leela and his Bansuri and this thing. Lord Krishna is all attractive and he is all gives all pleasure. So
okay.
the Mahamantra originally also given was it was given in the Tritra Yuga where Sri Ram was prominent. So it was Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. But when he announced it, And just to keep this thing, it was reversed, and Hare Krishna came in, like it started with Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Lord Krishna and Lord Rama are the same. They're not like he's not Lord Narayan, but it's a plenary expansion also.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anything
this is.
else? Anybody else has anything else to add?
Pranam Prabhuji, like
Yeah. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
I have heard it somewhere in the lecture that Sri Ram has Aishwarya Bhav and Krishna has Madhurya Bhav, and Ra means Radha and Ma means Madhav. So in Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it's Ram also, and it can be interpreted as Ra means Radha and Ma means Madhav. So it is combination of Rama, Radha and Krishna.
Okay. 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 Anything else, Ruchira Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, like Lord Rama, here Rama refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead who takes Raman in Radharani. Like Ram is the Supreme Godhead who takes pleasure in Radharani.
Okay. Okay. So, first thing is Krishna consciousness doesn't just mean Krishna only. Krishna means actually all Vishnu Tattva are included in Krishna. Because Krishna is the Adi Purusha. Everything is emanating from him. Though everything is emanating from him, Prabhupada gives the example of one candle and many candles lit from that candle. When we see all the candles, they might look alike, but still the original candle is superior because it's the origin. So Krishna consciousness doesn't mean Krishna only. For somebody who is a devotee of Rama, Krishna consciousness means Rama consciousness. For somebody who is a devotee of Narayana, Krishna consciousness means Narayana consciousness. So that is the first thing that we have to understand. Second, of course, Krishna consciousness also means Krishna, right? This is the Achintya Bheda Abheda. But we've told multiple times that it's not that everybody, because this is all we are just uncovering our Swarupa, our constitutional position. So if you go and tell Hanuman saying that, hey, Krishna consciousness means only Krishna, he will say, no, then I don't want to be Krishna conscious because I'm Rama conscious. So it's not restricted to Krishna alone, while majority of the devotees would be attracted to Krishna. Okay, so this is the first part. Second part, yeah, Rama, there are various meanings. Actually, our acharyas have given. And yeah, one of them is uh, like what Uchira Mataji said, specifically Rama is Ramana. So who is actually experiencing happiness by the service of Srimati Radharani. So the holy names have various meanings which have been given. We should not speculate. We should hear from acharyas what they are saying. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, actually in Bhajana Rahasya, he is given various meanings for all the syllables. So we can read those and try to understand. But the basic, I mean, these are all just details. Ultimately, if we have to, Prabhupada said, like, whoever is your Ishta Devata, you just do loving devotional service to that person. That's all. That is Krishna consciousness. Right? Even Prabhupada went to Christian world and he said, you, if you are followers of Jesus, then follow properly. Love with love and affection. So that's all we should understand, that we're not like uh, yeah, we're not some group, we're not creating some groupism with Krishna consciousness. It's more importantly, it's the person whom you feel dear to, or you are attracted. You have to just love that personality of Godhead. Love and affection. That's all. That is Krishna conscious. Is that okay?
Yeah, thanks, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. And also others also for clarifying. Really appreciate it.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Should we end? Yeah. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhishcha Kripa Sindhu Bhyo Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Koti Vaishnava ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat
Hare